we are going to answer in this masterclass are: what is the metaverse, of course? How are gaming, Web3, and blockchain changing the internet? Those are the fundamental technologies behind the metaverse, okay? So how are NFTs unlocking the potential of the metaverse? And NFTs are very important because for the first time, you can own things on the internet rather than just publishing to other platforms that control what you have produced. So we will be also talking about the industries that will benefit from the metaverse. And I will share few of them here, but you will have a great idea of where this technology goes next. So what are the fundamentals of the metaverse and the things we are going to touch today? First, we need to understand the blockchain, how Web3 revolutionized the internet, what part of it is gaming, and why do we need tokens in the metaverse? We will be talking about NFTs and also discover the different realities, how they work, and what is the use of the realities. On the end of this class, we will be talking about where the metaverse will be exploding and how can we benefit and invest in it. I really suggest you grab a piece of paper and a pen and take notes. This is going to be a lot of information, and write down your questions. So if you have any, we will answer them at the end of this call. Okay, guys? So what is the metaverse? Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the definition of what exactly metaverse means. Where does the word come from? So meta comes from Greek meta, which means across or after or something translating. And the word verse comes from universe. So the metaverse is something that transcends the universe. It's like a second universe, okay? How does it start? So it starts back in 1838 when scientist Charles Whitstone outlined the concept of binocular vision, okay? And then after was some other things happening, but the first time the word was used in a novel by Neil Stephenson in 1992, and it was Snow Crash. The book is part of CryptoPunk pop culture, and it was the first time that someone used the word metaverse. And it is quite interesting that Stevenson already in 1992 painted this world where people can move to virtual reality and live in it, and this there was a part of their life, and they have relationship there, and they have all the social interactions in the metaverse. He envisioned it a quite accurate way that what the metaverse could be. So, what is the metaverse? Metaverse is a set of interconnected experimental 3D virtual worlds where people located anywhere can spend time interacting and sharing their thoughts, ideas, and emotions in real time using their digital identities and avatars. Metaverse is the future of the internet and is coming with the evolution of the internet. It is a social construction that leverage Web 3.0, the blockchain, and the computer interfaces that will be used for everything, not just entertainment purposes like gaming or online socializing with friends, but for everything else. Shifting most of our tasks to the digital world will be working there and maybe even eating there, right? Also, as this it coexists with the real world, bring a 3D experience. Most importantly, the future is that they will owned by people, not by the companies. And I think this is like the most important aspects of the internet, of the metaverse. Okay, so blockchain, Web 3.0, gaming, and mixed reality. So those are the technologies that, when put together, allow us to create the metaverse magic, like owning digital assets and building the metaverse in a more decentralized and interoperative way. Later, we will talk about them in more details. Nowadays, there are around 2.5 billion gamers that have been lied to that they own their digital assets, but they don't own anything. People invest a lot of money buying in-games items when they don't own anything. Web 3.0 and blockchain are solving this through, for example, NFTs. Web 3.0 is the next evolution of the internet and is powered by the blockchain, where you can not only read and write on the internet, but you can also own the internet. And this is very important for the metaverse. Just like in real life, you can own things. You should be also able to own things in the internet. Is that right, guys? Should we own the things in the internet? Do you think so? Do you agree with me? Write there in the chat. Put one in the chat if you agree that we should be owning things in the internet. Okay. So, what is the blockchain? So, blockchain is a distributed database that is used to record data assets, transactions, and etc. in a way that make it difficult to or impossible to change, hack, or even cheat the system. It's a database that is distributed across many computers linked in a peer-to-peer network. In an easy word, it's a distributed public ledger that records the transactions. NFTs. NFTs are important aspects of the metaverse, and they exist on a blockchain. But what exactly is an NFT? We can describe it in three ways. So NFT is a non-fungible token, meaning that each has a digital signature that make it impossible to be exchanged for or equal to one another. In the real world, we have a provenance through the notaries. So you know who owns what, and you're going to notary, onto the lawyer, and do the registration on the paper, and people sign the paper, and that's how we know who owns something. In the metaverse, the digital world, you have provenance by blockchain and smart contract. It's like having 1,000 notaries verifying who owns what, okay? NFT is also a digital asset that represent real-world objects like art, music, in-game items, and videos. Provides a rarity and utility by games, tokens, and DAOs. So what is DAOs? DAOs, decentralized autonomous organization, where you can participate by owning a token that represents fractional ownership of that DAO. You will have voting rights and you can receive dividends. NFTs also represents exclusivity and ownerships. Make you an owner, not a renter. Gives you a unique item certified of authenticity and status, and also provides exclusivity and social flex. So there are different types of NFTs, okay? And they are typically held on Ethereum blockchain, but other blockchains support them as well. So on OpenSea, you can use, for example, Polygon and recently Solana. But it's not only OpenSea. You can find them on Rarible or Magical NFTs and other platforms, okay? But an NFT is created or minted from digital objects that represents both tangible and intangible items, including graphic arts and music, memes, GIFs, videos, and maybe even sports highlights and collectible items, virtual avatars, and video game skins. Okay, can be also real-world assets. Can be designer sneakers or clothes or even tweets. Okay, so even tweets. Twitter co-ex-founder Jack Dorsey sold his first ever tweet as an NFT for more than $2.9 million, guys. Can you just imagine that? He just writes something on a Twitter, he sent the tweet, and now is worth $2.9 million. Also, we have collectible items including avatar pictures and profile pictures. We have virtual lands and video games items, and we have art galleries. So where we can find those NFTs, we can search them for on OpenSea platform, for example. We can search virtual worlds NFTs, and we will see all of them there. But not everything has to be online, and in the virtual world, right? So we have here successful stories of metaverse and NFTs. Can we bring the online metaverse to the offline world? The answer is yes, of course, we can. And the best example is project that like Bored Apes that start as digital artwork, and then it's printed and people do physical work with it. They do jewelries and the sneakers with them. And recently we heard about Bored Ape NFT owners that opened a burger shop, like you can see on the pictures, bored and hungry. And they even building their own metaverse, and they have a Snoop Dogg involved in it. So it's actually very interesting to see that from a brand's perspective. Bored Apes became a big brand, and all the celebrities want to own one or more of those NFTs. And you can actually check on blockchaincenter.net which celebrities owns which NFTs. Another project that is very popular is also CryptoPunks, which are the first NFTs ever created. But going back to Bored Apes, market volume of at the peak was around $4 billion, guys. $4 billion. And the floor price for one was 135 Ethereum. It means that the cheaper NFT costs that much, okay? And also they are building their own virtual world where the owners of those NFTs can use them as avatars. Bored Ape is much more than simple NFTs. They are the community, and they were born online. So we can say like the similarity here with our GMetaOne, right? People started to meet online on Twitter and on Discord, and then they start meet also offline. And the Bored Ape Yacht Club is organizing digital airfares, exclusive yacht parties, just for the owners, and many more attractions, just like we are planning to do with GMetaOne. If you're owning the NFTs, you're gonna be able to participate in those events. And just imagine being able to meet on one of party like that, Gary Wee or Eminem or Snoop Dogg or even Madonna. But Bored Apes has over 6,000 owners at the moment, okay? But let's be honest, not everyone can afford spending 135 Ethereum on one NFT, on Ape NFT. But there are other promising projects not been discovered yet by masses. And I'm talking here about, who knows? Do you guys know? Of course, it's GMetaOne. So another example of NFTs and Metaverse project is GMetaOne. Here we can see the use case scenario going from offline to online. Not so far ago, we had the Miami NFT Week, which everyone heard about it, and it was live streamed in the GMetaOne arena. First time in history, an event like that was live streamed in the virtual world. People like Grant Cardone, Mark Cuban, or Mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, has been on the GMetaOne arena screen. And GMetaOne is one of those promising projects that has not been launched yet, has a big potential, and hasn't gone mainstream yet. We have virtual properties in different digital worlds, offering rentals of those places. Like we have the building with apartments, we have the arena where you can rent it for the events, even the Somnium space or the Centralized place where they can be rent for the events or for other things. Okay. And also we are building our digital world with NFTs and token. Providing metaverse and NFT education and much more. So if you are investor with as little as $5 at this moment, you can still get some of those tokens in pre-sale, guys, in pre-sale. Okay. So let's move now to the industries that will benefit from the metaverse. For example, so we have here the gaming, the finance, marketing, virtual shows and concerts, the social media, the architecture, fashion, art galleries, and museums. And for example, social media. So Facebook changed its name to Meta, as we all know, and they plan to move to virtual world. Twitter with NFTs, profile pictures. Instagram experimenting with augmented reality with the filters we are using, right? This is like a form of augmented reality. Even TikToks was also experimenting or going to start doing NFTs where the content creators could do an NFT out of their TikTok posts, which is very, very interesting because TikTok is one like the biggest platform for the younger people, right? Gaming, half of the metaverse platform have to do with games. And the reason why is that gamers are a big use case because people spend a lot of time playing games. The new generation, the Generation Z and the millennials spend many, many hours playing games. There is 2.5 billion gamers in the world. And in the next section of this class, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more and the form of investment, like how to invest, and we'll show you that the game industry is really, really huge. Another important way is the fashion industry. We are still in early days of having fashion brand creating digital clothes, but this is huge, and we start to see big brands going to the metaverse and producing digital fashion, digital clothes and sneakers and accessories, and using augmented reality applications for that, okay? So for example, the website like the Fabricant.com, which partnership with Puma, or DressX, which is only available for Apple phones. And what else? Okay, so marketing. People will be able to do marketing and advertisement in the metaverse. Already many years ago, we seen in the Second Life and or other games that brand advertising there. For example, Coca-Cola, they put their headquarters there and they put advertisement everywhere. So that's what's gonna be happen. That's what's happening right now. You know, like with the Centralized or with the Sandbox, where artists like Snoop Dogg which is very, very heavy on NFTs and Metaverse world, Metaverse land, and he had like a big, massive land in the Sandbox. Okay, but we can see the companies already starting using the metaverse for the advertising, and they putting their shops there and other things. Okay, another industry is finance. In the metaverse is represented by the DeFi. Architecture, which Andy usually is talking about the virtual real estate on these days, but today he's not here, so I'm using his space, guys. But the architecture will have a big impact as well on the metaverse. So Metaverse and DeFi, to continue with the centralized finance. Let's start with platforms like NFTFi and PwnFi. They are decentralized lending platforms where you can use your digital assets, your digital land, your digital art, and your digital avatar that is represented by NFT as collateral to get a loan against those assets. So let's say, imagine you have a Bored Ape or CryptoPunk, and those digital assets are worth quite a lot of money, and you want to get a loan in, let's say, US dollars, okay? So you can come to those platforms, you put your NFT as a collateral, and you can get a loan. Exactly the same way like we can do right now on the exchanges with our crypto, right? So for example, if I want to stay with my crypto, but I need some money for something, I will just put my crypto, my Bitcoin as a collateral, and I will exchange it to stable coin and I will withdraw it, right? So this allows you to hold into these platforms here allow you to hold to your NFTs, and you don't have to sell them for cash. So you can just lock them in the smart contract on this platform and get the loan in the stable coin or other cryptocurrency. And then you convert it to the dollar or to your currency. And after you repay the loan, you will still get your NFT back. So this is basically how it works in real world. Is working like that as well. So if you have a house and you want to get a mortgage loan, you are going to give your house as a collateral, and then once it's paid back the loan, the collateral is gone and you have your house back. So in this case, it's the same, but with the digital asset and with digital house or your digital land or your digital NFTs. But everything is managed by smart contract and is automated. So you need to be considered about that you have to pay in time, because otherwise the smart contract is going automatically execute the collateral and sell it in case you don't pay the loan. So you cannot just call the smart contract and say, hey, can I have one more day to pay? No, you need to be really on time and pay your loan on the day that you have to pay. So just be very careful with that and get only into what you know that you can do, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about the metaverse land and architecture and real estate are also being, like the real estate are also being impacted by the metaverse. Now people can build in the metaverse, and metaverse architecture is also trending quite a lot, because if people are going to spend the time in the metaverse, they want to have beautiful buildings, right? That's why we're learning how to create the NFTs, and we're gonna be learning how to build in the metaverse, okay? Because to build on, just like in the real world, in the virtual world, we also need builders. And to build something, on something, we need the land. To build houses, to build shopping malls and museum or art galleries, and we need land. But the land space in the metaverse is limited. Platforms are led by DAOs who will vote, however there is going to be more lands available or not. For that reason, it is scarce, And the prices of those land will skyrocket, guys. It will skyrocket, okay? Now we already seen the peak. They went down now. They are really good prices right now if you want to get into some metaverse lands business. It's really good time now to buy, because you will see where the next bull run will come. This is going to go absolutely mad. So the projects that we already know that they have lands available to purchase are the Sandbox, which with over 20,000 owners, the Central Land with over they have about 7,000 owners, and they sold 185,000 Ethereum, guys, of land. Another space is the Sonium space, that where where GMetaOne have the land, and the CryptoVoxels. CryptoVoxels got 2.3 thousand owners right now, okay, and they sold about 25K of Ethereum. Another metaverses, like another digital world, can be Uplift World on Blacktopia, and soon to come, of course, our own digital world, GMetaOne verse. So if we want to buy a piece of land, we would go to the platform marketplace or directly to OpenSea. We will click and buy and sign to our Metaverse wallet. So remember, guys, this is Web 3.0. And in Web 3.0, we don't need to use our email or Google account. We can just use our blockchain wallet, or Metaverse, or Trust Wallet, or other wallet you are using, okay? Once you buy those lands, you can do anything with them. You can build your house on it, you can create an art gallery on it, or you can showroom for like other people creations, or your creations, or you can open a metaverse shop, or you can rent it to somebody else, like in the real world, and create a passive income from it. We even start to have metaverse property agents. Like, for example, if you go to metaverse.properties, you will see they are renting lands and selling lands, okay? Or for example, another website is rentable.com. One term here that we still need to explain is DAO. So DAO is the Centralized Autonomous Organization, which is a group of people who agree on certain rules for a common purpose. Those rules are written into the code of organization via smart contract algorithms that run when certain criteria are met. Whew. Okay, so now let's pass to virtual reality and the other different realities. Let me just grab some water, guys. Okay, so VR, AR, MR, and XR. What are those about? So, do we need virtual reality and augmented reality to interact with Metaverse or not? We don't necessarily need them, okay? But virtual reality and augmented reality to build the Metaverse is giving like a little bit greater experience. So starting with virtual reality, this includes the cases like gaming and education. It can be medical, military, or engineering and engineering, and also like used in a business. Okay, so VR sets are being created over 30 years ago, and the technology has been developed since then. Now we have small, nice equipment like Oculus Quest 2, and it's actually affordable for many people. Before it was not. You know, those are there are many companies offering VR sets. You can just Google it and choose the best for you, the best that you like, okay? And there also are full body suits that allow you to track movements in the VR. And also you can feel like you can touch it, okay? So this technology is built, for example, by Tesla. It's called Tesla suits. So the technology starts to look amazing, and it will only evaluate. So another reality is augmented reality. So what is this? Augmented reality is interactive experience involving a real-world environment. It's a combination of real and virtual worlds in real-time interaction, and accurate 3D registration of virtual and real objects. So basically, augmented reality. You have a device. It can be your mobile phone, for example. It can be your AR goggles, and you see content that is combined with the real environment that you have around you. So, for example, let's say you have a cup of coffee and you have your augmented reality glasses. You could look at and see the temperature of the coffee or the content on the cup. Another example, I think even better, is the IKEA app. The application is that you can use in your place that allows you to open your phone inside your home and see how the furniture would look there. Isn't that great? You can just furnish all your house and see what furniture you want to buy and how it's going to look in your house. That's great. So a very popular augmented reality game that for sure everyone knows is Pokemon Go. Everyone was playing Pokemon Go, right? So then we have a mixed reality. And this is referred as hybrid reality, and is the merging of virtual and physical worlds to produce a new environment where interaction among virtual and physical objects are enabled in real time. So the example of that is Nintendo Wii. And extended reality is basically the umbrella term for all of those realities. So now, as we know a little bit about the realities and blockchain and Web3, now let's move to metaverse technology. So when we are looking at the metaverse, there are different layers that we can address. Okay, so we have first infrastructure layer. It has to do with blockchain protocols where the assets are living. It can be, for example, Ethereum blockchain or Solana blockchain, Polygon, and so on, or the Binance Smart Chain blockchain that GMetaOne is building. Okay, and this is the layer that is allowing Web3 to exist. If you don't fully understand yet what Web 3.0 is, don't worry, I will talk about it later. And then we have the token layer. Many of those virtual worlds or games have in-game token. So we have, for example, Axie for Axie Infinity, the Sand for Sandbox, Mana for the Decentraland, and GMPA for GMetaOne, right? Those are those tokens that those games or virtual world use as a cryptocurrency to buy and sell items, to buy and sell land, to buy and sell characters and skins and avatars and so on. Then we have the land layer. In many of those metaverses, you can also buy or sell lands. And those are also assets that live on the blockchain. The land layer can be tokenized land like Sandbox, Decentraland, GMetaOne, and others. And then we have the NFT layers. So you have different NFTs that represent different things. Can be clothes, can be a gun in the game, can be a character, can be avatar, or other things. Okay, everything can be NFT. So the Web 3.0 is one of the metaverse's layers that will really allow people to own things and to have a more realistic version of the metaverse. So let's take a look at the different versions of the web. So Web 1.0 in 90s was the first version of the internet. That was really only read-only internet. So we could only go to the website and read information and could not post any new information. We could not post new data, and this only came with Web 2.0, okay? So in the 2000s is the platform economy, okay? So, and the read and write internet. So, for example, the social media is the example of Web 2.0, where you can not only read, but you can actually publish the information and post anywhere. Like the beginning of the blogs, okay? So everyone started to write and having blogs where the Web 2.0 started. And we are not only customers, but we also are creators on Web 2.0. But where are we moving now? We're moving to Web 3.0. So we can write and we can actually own the internet. We can be there in the middle of the content in creating and interacting with the content in the virtual world. So we have networks that don't belong to anyone, like, for example, Ethereum network or DAOs, like the Decentraland DAO. The users own those organizations that manage the metaverse. In terms of infrastructure, instead of servers or clouds, we are going to use IPFS, Interplanetary File System. The control, instead of being centralized, is decentralized, or at least way more decentralized than what we have now. Let's compare the few tools that are used in Web 2.0 and the one that we are using in Web 3.0. So, for example, storage. Google Cloud, Google Drive, and Web 2.0, and in Web 3.0, we have a Filecoin storage and IPFS, which are the centralized storage platforms. In terms of browsers, so for example, now we are using Chrome. Web 3.0 is a Brave browser. Wallets and accounts. So, for example, we have a PayPal and we have banks, and Web 3.0 we have MetaMask and we have ledgers where we can store our Bitcoin or our other cryptocurrencies. Social networks. So, for example, we have Facebook and YouTube, and the more Web3 networks are Steam and DTube. And this is very funny because you can earn crypto every time someone likes your content. So that is where we are going, guys. So another thing that is very important for the metaverse to be successful is interoperability, okay? So let's talk about the interoperability and its importance. So we want the metaverse to be the next phase of the internet and to look at how interoperability will play in the metaverse world. We can look at what happened in the past with Web 1.0 or Web 2.0. So we don't even have to think about it, okay? We want to send the email, and I have, for example, Gmail, and I want to send the email to somebody who's on Yahoo. And for example, I have a Windows computer, and this person's got MacBook computer, okay? And this doesn't matter because I can just send an email from my Gmail, and this person's gonna receive it, or the Yahoo and or the MacBook, okay? And we don't even have to think about it. We know that's gonna happen, and it's just seamless and works together. Now, if we want to have success in the metaverse world, we need to have a similar approach, right? And this is what the blockchain and NFTs in Web 3.0 are trying to address. this interoperability. The platforms will be able to bring things from one game to another game. And we can go to different worlds and bring our digital assets with us. This is one of the most important points of the future and of the metaverse and of its success. To reach the success of interoperability and to have this meta experience, there are 4 keys. The protocols need to allow interoperability. The second point is that we see here is a big developer community and consistent progress. Point 3, it has to be economic and easy to use. The hardware needs to provide users with the good experience, because 90% of people don't have a gaming computer at home. So it needs to allow developers to bid on it, and it has to be open and easy to access. Okay, so what are the metaverse tokens? So metaverse tokens, in some platforms, those tokens are used to fuel in-game economy or the ecosystem within the metaverse. So I will give you here example of those tokens. So there are many more tokens, of course, but this is just the top ones. Okay, so we have a mana for the Decentraland, which is the central cryptocurrency, and the Sand for sandbox currency, the AXS for Axie Infinity currency, and GMOne for GMetaOne currency. And with those currency, you are able to buy land, you are able to buy advertisement, you are able to buy an in-game items, okay? And many other things to come, like for example, GMetaOne, we're gonna be able to purchase the land with our token, and the education and advertising, and many more things to come that are built at this moment. But if you want to find more about Metaverse token, the easiest way is to go to CoinGecko and just select Metaverse token, and you will see how many are there of those tokens are there. And if you look at the charts of those tokens, you will see that most of them, they started to have the momentum when Mark Zuckerberg talked about the metaverse. They just all skyrocket. So, Metaverse Gaming. There is no denying that play-to-earn games are dominating the game space. And within NFT, in the mix, players have diverted from the traditional gaming to P2E games. But what is that? The reason is simple. The play-to-earn games have introduced an earning model, unique and is different than the traditional games. This factor is responsible for the exponential growth of game fee, the combination of DeFi, game, and NFTs. Gamers want to play an enthralling game with 3D graphics, but they also desire the opportunity to earn while they doing what they love. Most traditional games deny them this joy. Instead, they squeeze out cash from those gamers and play and rewards. They will reward them with nothing, even if they win. And imaginary trophy is presented instead of actually getting a reward like NFT. Play to earn games rewards players with NFTs and crypto that could be like the in-game token or popular cryptocurrencies. Those NFTs from the games, they can be traded for the cash or sold to other players in the game ecosystem. And like, for example, Fortnite is primarily known as one of the most successful online games ever created. But creators, the Epic Games, quickly came to understand that once they had brought millions of tech-savvy gamers together on their platform, it potentially becomes something more game-changing. The two main standards that are being followed in order to turn the world of Fortnite into a true metaverse are live music concerts from global superstars such like Travis Scott or Ariana Grande and Billie Eilish. So, for example, brands including Telco O2, broadcaster ITV, and supermarket Carrefour have all used the creative mode to take their first step into the metaverse. Roblox is a gaming platform used daily by more than 50 million users. It lets anyone create and even monetize their own game worlds, which all exist within the interconnected metaverse and share aspects like avatars and cryptocurrencies. So let's talk about metaverse and GameFi or game finance. It's pretty much related to play to earn. So we have been talking about play to earn, but what are the games that have play to earn components? Here are a few games that you can take a look. Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Elysium, Legend of Crypto, Six Dragons, Star Atlas, Mega Crypto Polis D, 3D, My Neighbor Alice. But let me tell you where you can find more play-to-earn games and find the status of which are the games are already live or not. So, for example, on the website called PlayToEarn.net, you can find some interesting games and the ranking of those games. They are games like free-to-play or not free-to-play, so you will see everything there. Some of them are, yes, and some of them you need to have NFT to play. So Axie Infinity, for example, you need to buy Axies, the characters, in order to be able to play. They are play to earn. Yes, you can play to earn and you earn either crypto or NFTs. You can also check CoinMarketCap, for example, and just press play to earn, and you will find also some other tokens and cryptocurrencies that are related to play to earn games. Another place where you can find play to earn games is Gala Games website. So let's talk a little bit about the investment in the metaverse. So always do your own due diligence. The research by ARK Investment states that the revenue from virtual worlds will compound 70% annually, from roughly 180 billion today to 390 billion by 2025. Today, virtual worlds are independent of each other, but in the future, they could become interoperable. Culminating is what futurists have deemed the metaverse. We have been talking about interoperability, network effects, and building those connected worlds, the metaverse. So we already saw that you can invest in this infrastructure layer like Ethereum, Solana, or Polygon, or Binance Smart Chain. You can have those tokens. You have the land layer and other NFTs, other assets that can have some kind of demand. They have a certain layer of scarcity and rarity, and they can have demand. But there are other investment. Sorry, guys, let me just drink a little bit of water. Okay, so there are other investment opportunities out there. So companies developing tools and solutions, like for example, Google are developing the VR Googles and also creating content. They are buying software and they are an IT company providing services. So we also have, we can also have here like Samsung, Sony, Microsoft, Intel, and many more working in this space, okay? Another one is Meta, the biggest content creator and owner of Oculus Quest. We also have Roblox in the game space, Disney, which is investing a lot in the NFTs, and in the future we will probably have like a Disney World in the metaverse. But talking about Disney, if you are interested in NFTs, there is a platform called WeWe, and you can check all the NFTs there from Disney, and and buy it if you wish. They have really nice collection there. For the software developments, we have Unity, Epic Games, and Matterport. Matterport is in fact quite used by property agents. So they can build the 3D models of the houses that they are selling in the metaverse. Okay. Then we have other IT companies, of course, like Microsoft and NVIDIA, building all those graphic cards. Amazon for the cloud, IBM and AMD develop the computer chips, and there is so many things that is involved in the building of the metaverse, and those tech companies are really gonna get a part of it, and the shares, they're gonna skyrocket, okay? Because they are developing tools and solutions for the metaverse. So if you're looking, for example, you are not really like, oh, okay, I don't want to be involved with the cryptocurrencies or something, but you can still invest in the metaverse, but using the companies that are developing the tools and solution, okay? Also, Grayscale has developed the Centralized Trust that has been actually improved by SEC. So this trust will give you exposure to mana and the Centralized system. And if you have a company and you cannot really directly buy mana or buy land, you can buy those products by Grayscale. There is also a product called Index. That means that the meaning is that kind of basket of number of assets that represents a certain investment category. In this case, we are talking about Metaverse Index. It is just like traditional ETF. But for example, if you don't want to invest in one token, let's say you don't want to invest in Mana, you don't want to invest in a Sandbox, you can invest in a Metaverse Index, which working as they have all of the tokens together, okay? And according to ARK Investment, owned by Cathy Wood, augmented reality and virtual reality are primed to scale. At the moment, the market size is around 1 billion. But by 2030 can grow to 130 billions. The augmented reality and VR market will grow at 59% compound annual rates during the next 5 years, from 3 billions to 28 billions in 2025. So how can we grab this growth? Well, we can grab this growth by looking at this kind of investment. We have the infrastructure layer, the tokens, and the land, and the traditional companies that are investing and developing the metaverse. There are many areas where you can find interesting opportunities in this space. So just try to identify which of those areas you are more comfortable with. Okay? Are you a marketing person? Are you a content creative person? Are you a musician? Are you a game developer? Are you a programmer or crypto guy? Are you a gamer? Are you an artist? And according to those, you can use it. Which vertical are you more comfortable? And where should you eventually do more investment? Because to invest in anything, just like Warren Buffett said, you need to invest in the market that you understand. So the point of this masterclass is to educate you and help you to understand the metaverse and the NFT space. Then you decide if this is the right opportunity for you. Okay? So, since Facebook rebranded as Meta in the announcement by Mark Zuckerberg in late October 2021, it introduced the idea of metaverse to a lot of people who have never heard of it before. Whether we like it or not, we simply cannot ignore the fact that the metaverse is definitely coming, and it may probably impact our life way bigger than we thought. We have seen very diverse options through the metaverse development those days. Some people are absolutely excited about it, while other people are not they have like a huge concern and worries about this entire metaverse option, okay? But everything comes with understanding. And we have such a big opportunity to educate people about the metaverse. And if you understand something, you are not scared of that. But I believe that the metaverse will open a better world for us, okay? And the same, but we need to use it like in a substantial way, like everything else. If we do it in moderation, it will be for sure bring ton of benefits to the human race. And with that, I would like to thank you for spending this 1 hour with me, and to thank you for learning about the metaverse. And well, I would be delighted if you guys go and follow me on Twitter or other social media platforms if you like this metaverse class. And well, I will see you soon, tomorrow. Let's connect. Let's make this metaverse work for everyone. Okay, so that was it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you are still with me. Let me know in the chat if you like this metaverse class, if this is something that interests you. That was supposed to be like a 3-hour workshop with the examples in real life examples. But because we only have the 1 hour for us, that's why I was trying to do like really, really fast. But yeah, I hope you like it. I don't know if anyone, I can see we have Rich here. Rich, would you like to say something? Would anyone else would like to say something? You guys open your mic, and or if you have any questions, let's do it now.
Wow. I love every bit of it. I really enjoyed it. I even learned a lot from it. So I love it. I can't wait for more. It's awesome. And I hope everybody on this call learned something from it. You did a fantastic job. Love it. I can see you do everything. Golly, this lady.
You know, in this world, we have
You're just amazing.
everything.
You are amazing. You are a blessing. You are a blessing for GMeta, for real. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being a part of this amazing project, and for letting me be a part of this amazing projects, guys. So for the next time, I will be creating a workshop for building. So we're gonna be building in the metaverse, okay? But I don't know when we're gonna do it. Maybe in a week or in 2 weeks, okay? But for today is everything. Tomorrow is Friday, so we're supposed to have a party. I'm not sure if Miguel will be good enough to hold the party, but guys, please give some love to Miguel. Put their hearts in the chat. Let him know that you think about him. He's here, he's listening, but he cannot really talk even. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Give him some love, guys.
I call him boss lady. Boss lady, I called him this morning, and he was like, he was trying to say hello, but he couldn't. And I started laughing at him. And then I found out that he's sick and he had a sore throat. So he's really, really down. He can't say nothing for nothing, you know. So yeah, more love to you, brother. Feel better soon, man. And do what I tell you to do. And don't talk. Don't try to talk. I know you're listening.
So guys, I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to have the party, like the call tomorrow, but of course we can still go. And there's something happening tomorrow. Apparently we're going to have the party with Night O tomorrow. I cannot remember exactly the details, but I will post later on in the chat. I have a flyer. We're gonna have like a live concert. So him and some other artists, they are doing a concert. And as he really loves GMeta community, he allow us to stream the concert, like all the part that he's singing, he's performing in our GMetaOne arena. So we will be posting all the details about a little bit later, guys. But for now, it's everything. Thank you so much for being with me. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.